Lena had always been sensitive, not just in the conventional sense, but in a way that made her stand out. From an early age, she had been able to absorb the emotions of others, as if their feelings seeped into her without consent. It wasn't just understanding when someone was sad or angry. It was as though she could feel the tension, grief, or fury radiating from them. If a friend was anxious, Lena would find herself fidgeting and sweating, heart racing as if the anxiety were her own. If someone was happy, she could share their joy to an almost overwhelming degree. This ability had seemed like a gift at first, but as she grew older, it became more of a curse. It was exhausting to carry so much emotional weight. By the time she was in her 20s, she began to lose touch with her own emotions entirely, buried beneath layers of everyone else's. Each day was an assault on her senses. Crowded rooms felt suffocating. Streets buzzing with life felt overwhelming. And even being around close friends was draining. Lena moved to Gray Hollow, a small, secluded town seeking refuge from the emotional chaos of city life. The town's quiet charm, narrow streets, towering trees, and the fog that cloaked the hills offered a sense of peace she hadn't felt in years.
With fewer people around, she was finally free from the overwhelming emotions of others. But as the weeks passed, the peace began to feel unsettling, as if something deeper within her was stirring. Whispers about an old, abandoned mansion on the town's outskirts began to circulate. The locals, though reluctant to speak of it, mentioned a mysterious mirror room hidden inside. According to legend, the room confronted visitors with their deepest fears, forcing them to confront them.
Some believed it was cursed, others dismissed it as myth, but the stories intrigued Lena. Her real fear wasn't supernatural. It was the growing numbness inside her, the sense that she was losing touch with her own emotions. Drawn to the mystery, she hoped the mirror room could unlock what she had suppressed for so long. On a cold, misty afternoon, she made her way to the mansion. The house loomed before her like a forgotten relic, its stone walls cracked and weathered, its once grand facade now hidden beneath a veil of moss and vines. The windows were dark, and the air around it seemed heavy, as if the house itself was holding its breath. After wandering through several dark hallways, Lena found herself standing before a door unlike the others. It was smaller, more unassuming, with a simple brass handle. Without hesitating, she turned the knob and stepped inside. The room was simple, almost stark. A dim light filtered through a small, grime-covered window, casting long shadows across the floor. But the focal point of the room was the massive mirror that took up the entire far wall. It was taller than she was, and wide enough to reflect the whole space in perfect clarity. Lena stood before the mirror, staring at her own reflection. At first, it was just her, pale, wide-eyed, her breath shallow. But slowly, the air in the room seemed to change, becoming heavier, thicker, as if the very walls were pressing in on her. The temperature dropped, and a chill ran down her spine. Yet the mirror remained the same, still and quiet. Then something shifted. It wasn't visible, not at first, but Lena felt it deep within herself. The mirror began to reflect more than just her physical appearance. It seemed to pull at her, drawing out something hidden, something she hadn't expected. She realized, with a sinking dread, that she had spent years avoiding her own emotions by immersing herself in everyone else's. By feeling what others felt, she had escaped confronting the emptiness inside herself. But here, in this room, there was no escape. The mirror didn't show her the emotions of others. It showed her everything she had hidden from herself.